Welcome again. In the third chapter of this C sharp concept, I am going to explain about the constructor. The first of all, what is the constructor? Constructor is a special method that is automatically called when object is created. Okay, I will explain bit more in the Visual Studio, like the explain in the coding practice how you create the constructor. So for a definition, constructor is a special method that is automatically called when object of the class is created. When class object is created, then it will be automatically called. Okay. How we define the constructor? The constructor name and class name must be same. There is no return type in the constructor called automatically when object is created. Okay. Let's see in the Visual Studio how we can create the constructor. Let's suppose this is the simple class car. I am creating a class car. Okay. If we does not write anything, there will be the default constructor. What? Okay. If we suppose I just created a car. Okay. This is the class public car. This is the default constructor of this class. Okay. Let's see. I am creating the object. Just create the object of the class. What will happen whenever we create the object of the class? That method that is called the constructor, because the class name and method is the same. It will be called. No need to call separately of this method. It will be called automatically whenever object will be created. It will call and it will set the brand equal to Toyota. Okay. Now that I am printing something, I am printing object1 dot brand. Let's see what happens. When I print the object1 brand, it will be print Toyota, because it will be called the constructor and it setting the brand as a Toyota. Let's see. You can see here it's print the Toyota. So this is the constructor. The constructor name and class name will be the same. This is the constructor name, class name, and this is the default constructor, and it will be called automatically when object will be created. Now let's see what is the parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor means I am passing the parameter. This, suppose I am passing the parameter brand. Okay, and I am setting the brand name from here. Understood? And from the here, you can say here it's giving the error, because this is not the default constructor, this is the parameterized constructor. It will ask the parameter. Suppose I am passing Maruti. Okay. Now what will happen? From the class I am passing the Maruti, and in the constructor it will accept this and set the brand. Now let's run it. That is called the parameterized constructor, means I am passing the parameter to the constructor. You can see it will print the Maruti. Okay. So we, how many type of constructor we have? We have the default constructor, I already shown, parameterized constructor. Next is the copy constructor. What is copy constructor? Let by I am showing by the example of the copy constructor. Okay. Copy constructor means create the object by copying another object. Let me see in the example. Suppose this is a class student. It has the two variable, and I am creating a parameterized constructor student. Okay. And you can see here, this is the copy constructor. I am creating another constructor that copying the student class. Okay. And this one. Now let's see. This is the just creating the object. Okay. I am passing Rahul and 20T. It will go here, Rahul 20, it will set here. Okay. Now let's see. I am creating another object. What I am doing here? I am passing the this object to this object, S1 to S2. So that is called copy constructor. And now I am calling S2 dot display. It will print name and age. I am not creating another object. In the another object, I am passing this one. Okay. It will take the data from the object 1. You can see a name, Rahul and 20. So that is called the copy constructor. What is next? Next is the very much important is the static constructor. The constructor, before the constructor we write the keyword static, that is called the static constructor. Okay. So what is the rules in static constructor? Static constructor cannot have parameters. There are no parameter in static constructor. Runs only once. No access modifier. Automatically called. Let's see as an example. This is the class student static. I just given the one method is static and creating the constructor of this class, and this constructor is static class. You can see here one thing, in the previous constructor I added the public access modifier, but in static constructor access modifier not required. Suppose I try to add public, it will give the error. You can see here access modifier is not allowed on static constructor, so we cannot give the access modifier. Okay. I am passing school name as, and you can also cannot pass the parameter also in a static constructor. The school name is equal to this. I am writing static constructor called, and suppose this is display. Let's see by calling it. You will take the little bit more. I am just creating the object of the class and display. Let's static constructor called ABC school. Okay. Suppose I am creating another object of the class. What will happen? Two times. So what should happen? Normal constructor, it will call again this method. You can see here. But in the static constructor, it will call only once. You can see here. Static constructor called only one time. Okay. Static constructor called once only. Even I created the two times of the object, it will call only once. You can see here. Okay. So what is the like the use of the static constructor? The use of the static constructor is very important. In some scenario, in the singleton design pattern, in the next videos, I will explain bit more of the async design pattern. But let's see where you use the static constructor. One time setup. Suppose I want to load the some configuration, I want to initialize the database connection, read some data files in once. In this scenario, we will use the static constructor. While we required only the object should created once, in the all that scenario, we can use the static constructor. Okay. Next is the private constructor. What is private constructor? Private constructor means we cannot create when we declare any. Let's see by example. Suppose this is a constructor and I created the object of the constructor and I am printing something. So what will happen? It will create the object and print the Maruti brand name. Now I am making this constructor as a private. What will happen? You can see the error. What the error? You cannot create the object of the private constructor. Whenever in any class, if constructor is the private, you cannot create the object outside of the class. This is outside of the class, we cannot create the object of the class. I am trying to create the object, it is not permitted in private constructor. Okay. So, so what will happen? This will give the error because in the private constructor we cannot create the object outside the class. So how we can achieve it? So we just this is the private constructor and I just added the console write line private constructor called. I created the static method create car and I am creating the object. Inside the object, inside the class, we can create the object. I am creating the object. What will happen? It will call this method because this is a constructor. Inside the class, we can create the object, but outside the class, we cannot create the object. And in this method, this should be the static because static method can be accessed by using the car class name and I am just passing. You can see here I did not create the object. I just use the car dot create. It will what will happen? Let's see the example. Private constructor call created Toyota. Let's see here. So whenever I call this method, it will create the object and it will print the line here, because automatically whenever object create constructor will be called, it's called. Now it will, this line it print the second. So in this way we can create the private constructor. The in this scenario, suppose we does not want to create the object of the class, we want to stop, then we have to create the private constructor inside the class. Where it is used is definitely used in the singleton design pattern. Okay, in the singleton design pattern private constructor is used. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so that's all for the today. The summary lies the what is constructor. Constructor is the our special method that is called automatically whenever class object is created. The constructor name match must be the same name with the class. No return type in constructor. And how many type of constructor? Default constructor, parameterized constructor, copy constructor, static constructor, and private constructor. Okay. Yeah, hope you guys are like this video, like the constructor topic, and yep, that's all for the day. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for watching the video. And if you have any question, then give me the comment. I will reply as soon as possible. And if you like my video, then please like and subscribe. Thank you.